All right, welcome back to Next Gen Interviews. We have a good one all the way from Los Angeles. Please welcome John Draisey from Draisey Digital. Welcome to the show.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Good. So your game looks amazing, a racing game, and it's out in 2023, so we're almost there. It has a Kickstarter campaign. You'll let me know how people can help support you that way.
Sure, yeah, we'd love for you to visit the Kickstarter campaign, read through it, watch the 3-minute video where we explain the details of, what we're going to give to you guys in exchange for your contribution, your pledge, your support, and share it with your friends, share it with your family. See who's interested, because the more people that contribute to this campaign, the more features that we can put in, the more platforms that we can spread to, like PlayStation 5 and Linux and probably Xbox as well.
That's great. Yeah. And just let me tell you, John, the graphics were amazing. I know you said in the video that you played in the PlayStation 3, and that's kind of where you got the idea. You wanted to bring that nostalgic element back, from the past to the future gamers. And is that where you really conceptualized the idea?
Yes. So I tried to think about my rose-colored glasses. Like, I had good memories of MotorStorm. I looked at videos on YouTube and I thought, what, I'm just going to buy a PlayStation 3 and try it again. It'd been so long. And something I noticed was, they had a polygon budget, like a detailed budget essentially. And even though it looked simple, I'd say the way that they modeled the canyons was very readable. You could see the corners, you could see where you were going to hit. And I did like the style of that game, how brutal, like it was slower than I thought it was. The top speed is only like 60, 70 miles an hour. And still it felt like punchy. Everything had so much weight, and just, sliding off a little bit to the right, you're off the canyon edge, or you hit a rock, you're destroyed. It's tough. It's a hard game, man. This thing was not okay, it was play tested, but man, it was tough. And I got addicted and I was playing for hours again. I was like, okay, what is it doing differently than modern games? The first thing I thought is it's difficult for sure, but it's not unfair. You just get better at the game, you'll get first place, no problem. The second thing that stood out to me was the focus and simplicity. It was only gas, brake, boost. I thought, when I thought about what Miyamoto had said, Nintendo, about how Mario had gotten more complex with each generation, and he mulled over it and thought, well, why don't we remove a few of those controls, go back to basics? And then we got the mobile Mario that did so well. So I said, what? Same thing. Let's make it easy. I don't want to even have the ability to like turn around and look behind me. Just gas, brake, we're good. And it's easy to play.
That's great. So I guess you can show the audience the game. This is the 3-minute one, the Kickstarter one, where they can actually, what you were saying, support you in that way if they need to reach out to you. So let's load that one up.
All right, let's get to it. Share.
The fun of Zoom.
Oh yeah. Let's search. 28. Hey, I'm John Draisey. I'm the creator of Motor Cubs RC. It's an off-road racing game set in Monument Valley. What happened was my friends and I, we got together. We enjoyed playing old off-road racing games from the PlayStation 3 era. We wished that we could bring that back to current gaming. Something that we liked wasn't just the setting, it was the difficulty level. Every rock and tree and pebble, it meant something. So you had to look out not just for the other racers, but the environment. There was a lot of challenge in that. You always feel like you're in danger, whether it's from the cactus or from a 1,000-foot drop. And what's cool is that lap to lap, the placement of various obstacles changes because it's all physics-based. everything matters, everything moves. So if there's a row of rocks that prevented you from taking the tight corner, well, on lap 2 or 3, if the tire class vehicles have plowed through that, that leaves an opening for smaller vehicle classes. So there is some strategy. If you're in a larger vehicle class, you need to think about the consequences of lanes that you have opened up and corners that you have made easier for smaller vehicle classes. I want to have players trying out the levels with different strategies, speed versus strength, and really playing the game the way that you want to play it. So with your help and support, we can take the core game and make it that much better. We want to add in additional mud physics. We want to have boost and boost overcharge that destroys the vehicle if you push it too hard. The backer rewards include everything from a copy of the game up to the ability to leave your mark on the game with custom submitted artwork to inspire us and develop. We're currently developing for PC and Mac, and we hope to bring it to other platforms such as Linux, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Thank you for your support, and I can't wait to share MotoCub's RC with all of you next year.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, the game looks engaging. I hope it can make the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, because then we can play it, John. Where are you at with Xbox? If you can tell us a little bit
Sure.
about the distribution of the game.
Sure. So unlike PlayStation, it looks like Xbox, you have to submit your game and they'll give you dev kits, but you have to qualify. So they're going to play the demo, they're going to approve it. So you have to get approval before they send you the dev kits.
Yeah.
We've sent them 2 demos so far. One that was very early, where it was just gray boxed, no detail. The second version is what you see in the trailer. And they said it does need like a little more polish. So we're going to resubmit in the summer.
Okay, awesome. And then so PlayStation, you would follow the same kind of protocol. You would email them.
PlayStation, it's more like you give them your company registration, you sign up as a developer officially, and you can buy a dev kit. So it's really cut and dry.
Okay, makes it easy.
Yeah, you just have to have the money. So it's easier and harder in some ways.
Right. And then so how big is your studio? The people who made this game?
We have 5 people right now. It's me, I'm the creator, and then there is a tech environment artist, there's a vehicle artist, a composer, and a producer.
Awesome. So this game, you were saying it was made using Unity?
Yep, we're using Unity 2019, the most stable version we could find, and we're putting it through its paces with like custom shaders. The default Unity shader, it's a little basic, but we're using our knowledge and our background in CG animation and trying to apply those principles to the way that the vehicles are lit, the way that the environments are textured.
Okay. Yeah, and you said you had someone on staff who's doing the coding, and you're looking at a sequel eventually, and you're tweaking, you're thinking of Unreal 5.
Yeah. So
okay.
This is a small game. We're keeping it small scope on purpose, and that's why it's RC. We already have a sequel planned where it's called, all right, I'll just tell you first. So it's called Grand Prix, and it's full scale, and that requires like really good physics, something that can handle like large landscapes. So Unreal Engine 5 is a go for that.
Yeah, like games like, for example, Forza Horizon, those games like Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
To that level, you're gonna have the same little animation as you had in this game, but you're gonna make it more on a larger scale Grand Prix, so it's gonna have the same kind of feel as this one, or is it changed?
It will change. So we'll keep the RC series going as small scale, arcade feel, forgiving where the cars can bounce around. Mm-hmm. For Grand Prix, we actually do want to have full destruction of the vehicles and have you feel the impact. Like it is going to be weighty and probably even more difficult. But the premise of this game is that it's a world where bears have taken over. Think like Zootopia, right?
Okay.
And on the off season, they take little RC versions of their vehicles and they just race for fun in this side tournament. So this is the side tournament, and we'll be able to expand and show the full world later on.
Okay. And are you going to be developing multiplayer applications for using Unreal? Like, are you going to have engagement that way?
Yeah. So right now we have a it's like a test version of split screen. We haven't put it in the campaign because I don't want to promise it if it doesn't fully work,
Right.
but it is being worked on, and hopefully we can get the bugs figured out. And I want to bring that back where, you know, you can sit next to someone and have fun, engage with them. For Unreal, yeah, we'll test out online, but we'll keep split screen.
That's the benefit of Unreal. It engages in the multiplayer. So that's the difference between Unity to going to Unreal. You'll have that because they started really off with third-party shooters, but now Unreal 5, they're giving really a lot of different assets to the developers' kits and amazing things that they're giving to you for free.
Yeah. Especially the Quixel assets, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, the Quixel is like 3D scanned assets, like they take hundreds of thousands of photos. So how it looked in real life, that's how it is. Super detailed, too detailed. You gotta take it down a notch.
4K, 8K, good. Yes.
800K, man. That's wild. I've opened some of those assets. It's like, geez, I gotta like take it down a notch. Whew.
Yeah. No, they did a good job. Now, your views on the gaming industry being a small studio, how well are you playing with the big boys, you know, the big AAAs? What's the relationship like with the AAAs? Are they, in your mind, what's your perception of where the gaming industry is going? Is it heading in the right direction, John?
No. Lately I've tried out Halo Infinite, Call of Duty Vanguard, Gran Turismo 7, and I get that, you know, trading people's time for money, it seems okay on the surface. Like, how many people are going to spend $200 on a car in Gran Turismo? But the fact that it's even an option, I think it's short-sighted because it dilutes the progression of the game. So instead of designing the game around how is someone going to beat this in 50 hours, it's more like, how do we make the game longer to earn those credits so that you do want to spend $50 or $100 here and there. And I think that's the issue. So it breaks that cycle of like, hey, I'm going to play a couple of hours. I'm going to earn this content. I'm going to have fun. That's just, it's disrupted. It's diluted. I think they should stop doing that because it's shrinking the game industry a little bit. It's like, I look at the game audience and it hasn't grown. It hasn't really decreased, but it hasn't grown in the past like 10 years. So I hope that stops. Something that we want to do with Motor Clubs RC is kind of say no to that. You know, I'm not going to judge. That's their business decision, you know, their property. But what we're going to do is make sure that we have a way to unlock content in a clever way, in a fair way, to keep people engaged. You know, it's like being given an award. Like, if you spend $10 on a car, yeah, now you can play it. But you don't have that emotional connection and that pride from, like, I did 10 challenges to get this. Like,
right.
Or like someone plays with
no,
you,
exactly.
they have the game, and they're like, wait, what is that skin? You're like, oh, you have to go off track on level 5. Oh, that actually is something that we're trying out, which is the ability to go off track and find little like unlockables. I'm thinking like the Ratchet and Clank, the Gold Bolt, something like that, where we can, you know, reward people who are willing to take a risk.
Yeah, that was a fun game. We played that one.
Yeah.
I played all the games that you listed. I cycled through the Vanguard. I thought it was good. I mean, once Xbox took over them as a studio, I think what we'll see, and I hope, John, that the campaigns are actually longer.
Yes.
Because for a $90 game, this is what you're alluding to, you're not really getting the value unless you're playing the multiplayer, like you want to engage in that kind of battle. But I like the narrative, I like the campaigns, I like the stories and the background of the characters. And I hope Xbox, you know, if you're listening, please make the games longer, because that's what we want. We want 30 hours of Vanguard where you can develop all the backstory of the characters and all the missions that you can play.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And replayability, that's a whole nother thing. Like, I don't know much to say on replayability because it's a racing game, but something that we're trying to think about is like how you engage people past, you know, the 12 levels that you have. Like, well, you have to think about how the vehicles handle. You have to think about secrets and unlockables. It all ties in. If we did DLC that you had to pay for, it would break that. It just wouldn't be as fun. So I hope that, titles like Call of Duty do expand on replayability, make the campaigns longer, give us more options. Don't hold our hand. Like quick time events, they're cool, but do they have to be there every 30 minutes? I don't think so. Give us some freedom. And I think they should just trust the players a little more. Humans are smart. Play on that. I don't need to have my handheld, and I don't need the UI icon saying drive here, drive on this curve this exact way, walk in that direction. That's all design, I think, and lighting. Just
Yes.
making sure your team is communicating properly, frame to frame.
Okay. So you think the game industry needs a little bit of tweak, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't think like AAA studios are bad or anything. I just see them as really, really big indie studios. When I talk to developers online, everyone kind of wants the same thing. They want to have fun. They want to have a say on the game. And some of them, you can see them complain where they're like, oh yeah, at company X, I had no say. It sucked. I just started a new company today, and suddenly everyone's developing around my idea, and it's in the game. That's the primary weapon. And they're just like, oh, this is nice. This is teamwork.
They want to be heard. Yeah.
They want to be heard. Yeah. And I think you don't get into game development unless you're creative. It doesn't matter if you're a programmer, QA, concept artist, 3D modeler, you have it in you. And like, as we saw with like the Horizon Zero Dawn development,
right?
If you ask around the studio and ask them, what do you want to play? What game would you want to make? You'll get some great ideas.
Yeah. Zero Dawn was good. Did you play Forbidden West?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I borrowed my friend's PlayStation 5, so I will get on that.
Oh, you borrowed one. Yes, because we can't get them. I was lucky enough to get mine, but now with the supply chain shutdown in Asia, with COVID, mainly just a zero lockdown in China and Malaysia, PlayStations are not making their way out. Xbox is somehow, and they outsold them in March. And you're lucky that your buddy can lend you one.
Dude, thank God he is generous. He's like, how do you not have here you go. So I have one for the next few weeks.
Enjoy Forbidden West and anything else you can get on PlayStation Plus, or they're launching the new PS Plus system in June. I don't if you compare it to Game Pass, I did a basically a quick little thing on the interviews. It's $3 more expensive on PlayStation than Xbox Ultimate. Yeah. You don't get EA Play for free. Like we got NBA 2K2 for free. That's a $90 game. That's another. Game Pass is awesome. We get all the like Halo Infinite for free. That's $80. I wish PlayStation and Ryan will actually decide to put like day one games on PlayStation 5 from the studios. They're going to have to get enough subscribers to offset that cost. I think that's why they're delaying, but we'll see in the future, because I think they have to be apples to apples to compete.
Yeah. And I mean, when I look at PlayStation traditionally, they're not really the first at any like industry change, but they do follow up. Like the motion controllers, right? Nintendo Wii, they had the remote control. 1 year later, we had motion controls on PlayStation. Like the VR came out a year later, 2 years later, we got PSVR. So they definitely will attempt it. I think they just need to smooth things over because it's so new. Like who knows how much work Phil had to do to get publishers to even agree to the concept of Game Pass. It might have taken years. So
it's in the documentary, I think. The Xbox One documentary, which is a good watch as well. They go over, from the boardroom how it was developed. Game Pass. Yeah, Phil did an awesome job getting it all over the world. His collaboration with Sega. Kudos to Microsoft because they knew what to do.
Yeah, they saw where the puck was headed. They went for it. Yeah.
Halo was a flagship game. Gears of War 6, which is going to come out. The Gears, that's their big flagship games. Their AAA games was the Halo. I just watched the Kansas City challenge of Halo Infinite. So they are doing game challenges with Halo Wars. So we haven't completed the game yet. We're playing Halo Infinite. Haven't completed yet. We find the campaigns they're long. They're good. We're with them. I'm watching the Master Chief on Disney Plus. On Paramount, sorry, and it's a good show, and they're doing the right way to market their game. Good. What were some of your ideas how you're going to market when it launches in 2023? How are you going to market the game in LA and around the world?
Well, we're thinking like something in person where people can come by, just grab a controller and start playing it. I talk a lot about the old PlayStation 3 days. Man, I miss demo kiosks. Like, we got to bring that back. We got to have demo kiosks, have a mascot, have little RC car versions of what you can play in the game, give them out
Yeah,
prizes, like just engage with people and get them talking and let them play it the way it is, like meant to be played on a controller.
and good. And so to let our audience know, we're going to be working with John and his company. We're going to be giving away some prizes. So stay tuned when the game releases, and you may get a free copy. And John, thank you so much for your time today. On behalf of us to your team, it was wonderful to talk to you and see the game. We wish you the best of luck going forward, and you'll keep me in touch with all the little developments along the way.
Absolutely. I'll let you know when we get like some of the major features in, send you a demo, let you play it, and we can go over what's changed and what the future is for Motor Cubs RC.
Cool. Yeah, I look forward to it very much so. All right. Well,
Awesome.
you have
Thanks
a
for having me
wonderful
on.
day. Yeah, you're welcome, and stay safe during the COVID world that we're in right now. And
Sure. Ditto, man.
stay in the cave and start making more.